Yep, voice of reason in the building. Little combo. Smell good and disinfect.
We'll be giving away fresh merch, swag bags, and a chance for you to join the private invitation-only star-studded music and dance till you drop, food and drink galore second anniversary celebration. Just need to know about the second anniversary details. Download the KBLA Talk 1580 app right now. Don't miss out on your chance to be a winner. At KBLA Talk 1580, when we come forward, we're bringing everybody with us.
Happy anniversary, KBLA! Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go.
Hit that like button.
Okay, let's go on a second show. Let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Hit that like button.
Hello, Michelle here. Today I wanted to make a video about the female narcissist. I get a lot of guys in my coaching practice that tell me, Michelle, I do everything to make her happy. I bend over backwards. I do whatever she says and wants, and yet nothing I do is ever enough. I can't seem to make her happy. And the reason that that happens is because the man in the relationship has one goal. His goal is to make her happy. But what he doesn't realize is that the female narcissist has a completely different goal. Even though she says she wants to be happy, even though she tries to make you feel like you're responsible for her lack of happiness, her goal is not to be happy. Her goal is to create chaos. Today I want to talk about 5 ways that the female narcissist creates chaos out of nowhere. So without further ado, let's get started. The first way that the female narcissist creates chaos is by this unspoken, unwritten set of rules that she has. She will begin to criticize everything you do and almost dictate every move and every thought that she thinks you should have. So if you do something, she'll say, oh, but you didn't do it this way. Or if you say something, you said it, but you didn't say it in this tone. And she will criticize your way of loving her as if nothing you do is good enough. Men caught in this cycle of chaos will strive harder and harder. They will enter the famous hamster wheel of striving to please this person without realizing that every time they learn one rule and they put it into practice, it changes. Once again, that's evidence. That's clear evidence that she's not looking for you to get it right. She's looking for reasons to argue. The second thing female narcissists do to create chaos is when they have their narcissistic rage. They will scream, yell, hit, break things, and at the same time, blame you for it. They will make you responsible for their behavior. If you hadn't hurt them the way you hurt them, they would never have acted that way. If you hadn't said a certain thing, they never would have acted that way. So they become verbally and physically aggressive and abusive and yet blame you for it. The third way female narcissists create chaos is in the way they converse with you. If you're having a disagreement and you're trying to reason with her, get through to her, get her to see your viewpoint, if she lets you speak, and I stress the word if she lets you speak, she's not really listening. She's not really caring about your viewpoint, how you feel. She's not trying to understand you. She is pausing. It's like they hit the pause button, they allow you to speak, and then they continue on as if you never said anything. So it's chaotic because trying to have a mature, reasonable, calm conversation with them never happens, no matter how hard you try. After they pause and you speak, the conversation often turns into a never-ending monologue with them criticizing and telling you everything that you do is wrong. And this one leads me into the fourth thing that female narcissists do to create chaos. While they're criticizing you, while they're pointing out all of your defects, all of the things you never do that are good enough or right, what you start to realize is that they don't do that either. They may say something like, you never say I love you in the morning, but they don't either. You never do this, but they don't either. So everything is one-sided. You're punished for what you don't do, but the fact that they don't do it.
Michelle Lee Neves is in here killing already. The voice of reason on a hump day. Finna put some lumps on your head. Listen, I had to do this topic. And the reason why is because so many brothers have emailed me this topic. And I've been low-key avoiding it, or not really avoiding it, but saving it, right? Today's the day, though. Today is the day. You're listening to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580. You already know I bring the difficult topics. It's my job to bring the difficult topics. I want us to have an open, honest, and non-judgmental conversation, discussion. Please call in and share your opinions. Women, brothers, please call in, share your experience. I want to know what you're thinking. This is my thought on the whole narcissism piece. I think narcissism is intrinsic to the human condition. But what I do feel is that, when you do the research on it, 75% of narcissists are classified as men. But then some people doubt those numbers because they're basically saying, well, the numbers are a bit skewed because of, how they evaluate narcissism in women. This is what I read today. Very interesting. And so, like in the publishing industry, when you write relationship books, most editors will tell male writers to write with a slant towards the female audience because that's their largest constituency, the female audience. So if you're writing a book from a male's perspective, sometimes it doesn't always fly. Or if you're writing a book from a balanced perspective, sometimes it doesn't always fly. So many editors will tell writers, hey, make sure you assuage this particular audience. My thought on narcissism is that it's a part of the human condition, and I believe it's far more balanced than how it is represented in the empirical data, to me. Now, some people can disagree. Some people can disagree, and that's all right, especially here on the Voice of Reason. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Tonight's topic, tripolar, i.e., she, herself, and Sly. It's all about her. Me, me, me. Me, 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 me. It's all about her. She's tripolar. She, herself, and Sly. She gonna be Sly. She gonna gaslight. People think only men gaslight. No, women do it too. Right? People think only men are self-centered. People think only men are selfish. No, it's not true. Question: how do you beat a female narcissist at her own game? 1-800-920-1580. Get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. I want to talk to you. True or false? The problem is the malignant female narcissist rarely outgrows her excessive sense of entitlement, lack of empathy, and thirst for interpersonal exploitation. She merely adjusts these traits to her changing environment. The female malignant narcissist is not just vain and self-absorbed. She is also a covert bully who ensnares fellow female friends, relationship partners, and family members into her toxic web. See, listen, I don't mind having difficult conversations. Do you know 60% of the viewership, the listenership here at KBLA are women? I don't mind broaching the difficult conversation. We should have these types of conversations. Are you in a relationship with a female narcissist? Huh? She's in a relationship with me, myself, and I. She's about herself. I'm just asking. Agree or disagree? When you identify a narcissist woman, the first step is to protect yourself. Remember, narcissists are master manipulators and will do whatever it takes to get what they want. Gosh, what if you got a good woman who isn't a narcissist, but her sister girl circle is comprised of a few of them? 1-800-920-1580. Because typically, listen, sisters, I'm offering you something here. Sometimes you guys got to vet your sister girl circle. Sometimes you guys got to be able to say, nah, you can't be a part of this circle. We sense the toxicity on you. As Jeff Brown would say, good women are always guilty of circling the wagons around bad women. 1-800-920-1580. I know it's tough today, but it's Monday. I had to do it. What does a female narcissist want from you? How is narcissistic women different from men? Right? How is a narcissistic woman different from a man? Do you know how to confuse a narcissistic woman? Are female narcissists loyal? What makes a female narcissist jealous? 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, oh my God, this is a haymaker of a topic. Why you got to call in at the end, though? Why don't you call in right now? Let's do this work, Attila. Let's do this work, Attila. Why don't you call in right now? Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. We lagging on the likes. We lagging on the likes. We lagging on the likes. Everybody hit the like button. I'll tell her, call in right now. Brothers, I need these phone lines lit, y'all, because I know y'all all got opinions on this. What are you waiting on? We're 16 minutes in. We've been getting a little bit too comfortable waiting 35, 45, an hour before we call. Get to the phone lines. Y'all know the number. Call me now. Call me now. Y'all know the number, man. Call now. Put that burrito down and call now. Call now. Y'all gonna wait? Okay, cool. Don't worry. The goatee is about to leave for free goatee tips. The fuck? Let's get those likes up. Those likes are almost there. Yo, don't forget, don't forget. Please super chat. The super chats have been really low. Please super chat. All week long they've been low. Can I get y'all to support? Can I get y'all to support? Twos and Fuse crew. Call in, Mimi. Call in, Mimi. I want to hear that. We need 2 more likes. 2 more likes. Let's go. Kansas City, Missouri checking in. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Hey, I went back. I don't ever really listen to my shows. I went back and listened to that Kintsugi Wabi Sabi show. That shit was lit. My playlist is my co-host. Hey, welcome back to the Voice of Reason. We've come full circle after having coming forward. KBLA Talk 1580 is the number on your dial. Listen, y'all got to call us, man, because I want to know. I want to know. Are you with a narcissistic woman? We hear about the trials and tribulations of narcissistic men. We hear about the men that gaslight. We hear about manipulative men. We hear about no good, low down, dirty dogs when it comes to men. But why is it that people are so afraid to have a real discussion about his female counterpart? Do you know a female narcissist shares many of the same traits as a male narcissist? Exaggerated sense of importance and entitlement. It's supposed to go my way. And it be subtle though. My way or the highway be subtle. Some for most. But for many, they will express that it's their way or the highway. Exaggerated sense of self-aggrandizement. Constant need for admiration and attention. Lack of empathy and disregard for others' feelings. 1-800-920-1580. Manipulative behavior to get what they want. Difficulty accepting criticism or feedback. I'm guilty of that. I've been doing it by myself a long time. So when somebody come in my life and kind of give me pointers on what I should be doing, I know I'm a bit hard-headed. But I'm not narcissistic, I don't think. I might be. How about it? 1-800-920-1580. Preoccupation with appearance and status. Tendency to exploit others for personal gain. Inability to maintain healthy relationships. Blaming others for their problems or mistakes. Inability to take responsibility for their own actions. It is believed that both men and women are narcissists, but there is a difference between the two. So the answer to this question is, how do they differ? Well, narcissistic women in relationships. Narcissistic women use relationships for their own gain and validation. They often collect admirers to provide themselves with a narcissistic supply. Now, years ago, I said women typically have what I like to call planetary bodies in orbit around them. They can be with somebody. This has been my observation, and this is purely anecdotal. But from my observation, they could be with somebody, but they still have planetary bodies, i.e. other men in orbit around them. And I've always asked the question, right? Are any of those guys suitors? They went, oh, of course not, of course not. And then you ask the other question. If you gave any of those guys an opportunity to be a suitor, would they take? Oh, well, of course they would. And I'm not saying all women encourage this. We're talking about the female narcissist. This is where the female narcissist gets her narcissistic supply of attention, right? Of self-aggrandizement. Somebody who want to be with you that ain't with you will be in orbit gassing you up, telling you everything you want to hear. Attila Phillips called them flying monkeys, just flying around in a circle. I get it. But why is it so difficult for us to acknowledge this branch of humanity? Right? Listen, brothers, and I know a lot of brothers out there are insecure. So, an insecure person, male or female, is like lunchtime in high school. We eating. The narcissist thinks we're eating. We about to eat. Do you understand? See, again, men tend, and this is purely anecdotal, men tend to attract women not based on their interior, but based on their exterior. And we're not saying that there aren't men out there who haven't mastered self and proved to be a woman magnet. We're talking about the insecure man. The insecure man leads with his wallet, leads with his accomplishments, and really doesn't know how to say no. Because the things the things he has gathered in life, right? serve as a calling card for him, as opposed to his spirit, as opposed to him being his own calling card. What he has done in life is his calling card. So with those guys, they have a difficult time saying no. They have a difficult time regulating their emotions, right? I'm just telling you now, these guys, female narcissists love those guys because they're pliable. They buy things. They capitulate to emotional outbursts. They incessantly apologize. I'm just telling y'all. I know it's difficult. I know. But you have to know when somebody is all about themselves. You have to remember, the construct of a relationship is a bi-directional conduit of energy. The energy of love, the energy of respect, the energy of integrity, the energy of freedom, the energy of good space. It's a bi-directional conduit of many types of energy that enfolds into one energy. The problem is when you're dealing with broken people and wounded people, you know how we do. We lead with our wallet, right? We lead with our beauty. A fine girl that's narcissistic can have the world. I know. A lot of people don't. I know this is tough. But we've got to do it. Brothers, I want to know, have you been involved with a self-centered woman? How she feels trumps how you feel. What she wants trumps what you want. It's never a us movement, it's a her movement. We've heard it from the men. Men do this all the time. So ladies, if you tuning in thinking I'm banging on y'all, I'm not. Okay? Happens all the time with men. Okay? But we talking about y'all tonight. You guys are not, listen, you guys are not exonerated from this conversation. You do it too. Right? Never admitting fault, pettiness, and inability to see the bigger picture. Woo! Obsession with social status, addicted to social media, exploiter of others, using sex appeal to coerce, or as I like to say, flirting to convert. Eesh. Seeming insecure, shy, or reserved, but really the total opposite. Sensitive and reactive. Dependency and neediness. Brothers, I know y'all dealing with this. Playing the victim card. Passive aggressive and manipulative. Can we stop playing? When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. They ready to talk? The wolf in sheep's clothing. Preach, past. But see, nobody real enough to have this real conversation. Listen, I'm 962 lives old. Listen, I remember the wisdom from my lives, but I don't remember my lives. I only remember this life, but I remember the wisdom I've attained from those lives. Some of the shit I be saying in here comes straight out of the fucking cosmos. I remember the repository of information that I've gained from 962 lives. This is my 962nd life. And I see the bullshit. $962 lives is only, okay, let me say it this way, ghetto gourmet. Do you know how this is gonna fuck y'all up? This is coming straight from that source again. Do you know that the galaxies that we can see from here, from planet Earth, the universe, they call it technically the observable universe. Did you know that the amount of the universe that we are currently technologically able to observe is equivalent to a 12-ounce glass of water? So if you put that in terms of the ocean, just put a glass, 12-ounce glass in the ocean and pull it up. That's how much of the universe we can see. If you apply that to the Akashic records, 962 lives is equivalent to 12-ounce glass of water. And I'm considered not an old soul, but an ancient sage soul. Many of the shit that I be talking, that's the holographic relation. Anybody read the holographic relationship? Have you ever seen a fucking relationship book like that? Have you ever read anything like, okay. I didn't get this from myself. I got this from some spirit guides and shamans. That's at 962 lives, brother. I'm gonna bring the shaman on. He was on once, way back in the day at Dash Radio. And I'm in contact with him often. I'm gonna bring him on. It's just that he doesn't make for a good radio guy because he's dialed into so many dimensions. Sometimes it's hard to follow. So yeah, man, I've tapped into just a fragment of the Akashic records, but I'm telling you, I be speaking from another space of wisdom, brother. Where them likes at? Everybody get in here. You know what I'm about to do? This is what I'm about to do. I'm thinking about doing a sale. I think I'm gonna take 20% off of the Shrouded Lighthouse. I think I'm gonna do that Monday, because I got to sell these books. Six people hit the like button. Yo, we're at 34.98. We doing pretty good. Can we really turn up today on the super chats? The super chats have been a little slow. I have worked with babalaos. I have worked with psychics and mystics and shamans. I've worked with a lot of people. 962 lives old. Put it in context. You guys remember those little digital handheld recorders? Imagine if it not only recorded what you said, but your body temperature, your heart rate, right? It recorded, your BMI. It recorded everything that's going on in your circular vascular system. It recorded your brain waves. It recorded your emotional state. It recorded your spiritual state, your psychological state. That's like a multi-dimensional recorder. That's how it is talking to me. I'm recording way more than what you say. and your body language.
And today's question we're going to try to tackle in this video is, can women be narcissistic? That's the big question, because so much of the focus on a lot of what you see online and read about is really sort of bad narcissistic guy and a woman who's suffering. But absolutely, yes, women can be narcissistic. It's a pattern, it's a personality style, and there's no reason it wouldn't happen in a woman as easily as a man. And anyone out there who has a narcissistic mother knows that women can be narcissistic. But there is a difference. Definitely, if I were to sort of spitball, probably 80-20, 80% men, 20% women, who are really sort of noticeably narcissistic. And part of the reason for that are differences in socialization. Girls and women are much more socialized for empathy, compassion, kindness, playing nice, sharing feelings, and vulnerability. Men are told that those things are verboten or they're not masculine, and so many times get the message from fathers, even mothers, and society to man up, be strong, which means don't show emotions and that kind of thing. That can be a setup for that. And also, men may also sometimes experience greater senses of insecurity and vulnerability that will ultimately manifest as narcissism. So they get more valued for some of the criteria that hang out with narcissism, like lack of empathy, entitlement, grandiosity. Men are overvalued for more superficial success metrics like financial success, being a leader, sort of that kind of the alphaness of it all. That does tend to get more rewarded in men than women, also setting a tone for a greater likelihood of it. But all of that said, there is no reason a woman cannot be narcissistic, and many are. So the patterns are going to be absolutely the same. The lack of empathy, the entitlement, the grandiosity, the superficiality, arrogance, problems with managing emotion. The reason this can hurt so much, and again, I imagine some of you had this experience, is women are mothers. Your father's an incredibly important parent, but oftentimes the mother is a primary caregiver. So if you have a narcissistic mother, it can be really destabilizing for a child. So that's one example of where narcissism in women can really sort of exact a toll, not just on their husband or their spouse, partner, fiance, whatever, but also on their children. Because for the child, it really comes down then to who is typically their primary caregiver being invalidating, being inconsistent, being cold, being distant, often having very poor boundaries, looking to the child as a source of validation, punishing the child for their own insecurities. So the child will find themselves, at some points they'll feel like they are having to be their own parent, they feel like they have to be their mother's spouse, like it's sort of all over the place. So it's a really difficult way to grow up. Many people, when they encounter narcissism in women, if it's not their mother, they might encounter it in the workplace. So some people will say, gosh, I have this, work with this woman, she's very difficult, she's stealing my ideas, she really creates a lot of toxicity in the workplace, etc., etc. So that is the example of how a narcissistic woman can really sort of make a workplace into a very sort of chaotic, difficult, toxic environment. Sort of the prototypical narcissistic female boss would be someone like the woman Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. It's a great example of that kind of really invalidating, cold, distant, unempathic, demanding, entitled kind of boss who's a woman. Now, a woman who behaves in the workplace like that will sometimes maybe take more flack for it, but not always. And a lot of times, women will turn to a woman to be her mentor. And when that woman in a position of authority turns around and is deeply narcissistic, it can actually really feel rough, because I think a lot of people say, oh, I've got a female boss, maybe she's going to be more of a...
So y'all thought it was an illusion. Do you see? There's a different metric that they use to determine particular patterns of narcissism. She said 80-20. What I discovered, it was 75% men. But she said women are cultured and raised different. Their conditioning is different. They're conditioned to be empathetic. But the research need to dig into women they can weaponize empathy. They can weaponize sweetness. They can use sweetness to manipulate. They can use kindness to control. Okay. Somebody do the research on that. And that's where you'll find your woman or female narcissist hiding. Right? I know people y'all don't want to have this conversation. Y'all scared. Because many men are in relationship with this woman. She not happy unless it's going her way. Relationship is a bi-directional biofeedback environment. No one's feelings should trump the other. But in this relationship, it's validate or get gone. Pay attention or get gone. It's about me or nothing. 1-800-920-15. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Let's get them in. Who's been on the longest? Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here.
Hey, brother, great topic. You know, when it comes to narcissism, you know, so I've been married a long time, but before I was married, there were two girls. And it really, they wanted to hang with me because I was playing ball at the time, and you get a lot of attention, and the best parties, no doubt. Athletes have the best parties, there's no question. Maybe entertainers in L.A. But, you know, some people want to be seen. In L.A., you guys win it. You guys are at the top of at the pinnacle of people that want to go out and be seen. But the one thing, if you're ever involved with a narcissist, she's a female or male, they can be played. Let me tell you how you play a narcissist.
Come on, Sean. Come on. Let's go.
You can play them like a fiddle if you really want to. If you think they're trying to just be with you and hang out with you for all the benefits that come with hanging with you, but they don't really like you, then all you got to do is always boost that ego, that narcissism in them. All you got to do is go over there and tell them something. You remember when you said, you know, these athletes, all they want is, you know, to be rich and famous and all that kind of thing. I think you ought to say that and say the best players don't want to be rich and famous all the time. They want to be the best at the game. They're not thinking about the money. So then you put that in their head, even though they've never said it, and they'll go, oh yeah, I remember when I said that. These people are so full of it. All you have to do is put something in their head they never said, but they think they said, and it's really good, and then you can play them, and you can keep playing them like that. Anyway, that's one way.
I love it. I love it. So you're feeding them ideas. You're feeding them lines.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you go in there and you go, you know, hey, remember that time when you said all these girls here, they could get whatever man they want, if they would just, give them what they want in the bedroom and all
Wait,
that.
wait,
And,
Sean, hold on. I gotta carry you forward.
all right.
Give me, because I want your tips. Just hang on. When we come forward, we going back to Oakland. Sean is on fire already. Remember that time? No, I don't. Third Eye be tripping. Third Eye, you got a call. We're at 5498. It's 53 people in here. Can we do it? Can we do it? Hey, Truemonger, they said you dropped. Oh, no, you back. I see you, True. Bet. Yes, we're at 5498. I think we can do it, Atala. But people gotta get in here and show their support. Oh, Atala is responding to Truemonger. Yep. I see. Consider it me being prophetic, Zoe. Hey, Ghetto Gourmet, Heru Ali, listen, $5 from everybody would change the game. I'd like to see just a stream, everybody just doing it. Why not do it all together, right? Let's everybody do it together. See, you like to call when the lines get full. I told you when to call. Lines was butt ass naked, bare empty. But no. Didn't heed, didn't take instruction. Good man, strong black man, 962 lives old, wise beyond his many lives. Tell you to do something, you resist. I ain't doing what I ain't finna call because he said call. Who the fuck he think he is? He don't tell me what to do. He ain't my daddy or my man. Just a weird ass old nigga that be on the radio talking every day. I'm gonna call when I'm ready to call. Me? I'm gonna wait till this ramen noodle is finished. How about that, nigga? There we go. Katina, I appreciate you. Every time you show up, you show love. And I appreciate it. I ain't got nothing to say. Thank you, Katina. Not the oodles of noodles. Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist is my co-host. You already know what it is. That's Summer Walker. Girls Need Love. And everything she's saying in the song is true. But I want to hear a record that speaks to other levels of truth. How come that record couldn't have been called Girls Are Addicted to Attention? How come that record couldn't have been called Girls Are Narcissistic Too? How come that record couldn't have been called Girls Gaslight Too? See, just like the publishing industry, the R&B, I got to speak to my audience. I'm here to tell you, when you reach a certain level of truth, right? Unadulterated, purified truth. I'm telling you now, it changes you. It intensifies whatever it is that you're doing, right? Lies start to feel like a Wendy's hamburger after you've been on a 45-day detox. Do you understand? We need the other part. I want to hear women being more human. Because the more human you become, the more balanced you become. And I'm tired of this imbalanced narrative that only men are toxic. Women are toxic and selfish and goofy and all of this stuff and lame and dusty. Y'all that too. And you get in these relationships because you cute, right? See, cute is a currency. Do you understand? But see, age is the counterpoint to cute. Uh-oh. See, the older you get, the more serious you get after you done played around with 4,000 people. I'm just telling you how it's perceived out in the world. Oh, we're not going to address ageism, racism, sexism, and classism? Oh, okay, cool. It's still here. If women start to just fall in, lean into their truth, and I mean all of their truth. You hear us talk about this all the time. Embrace the shadow, the ugliness, the toxic mama, the narcissistic, the emotionally unavailable daddy. Just embrace all of it. When you start falling into your truth, you really start shining on a different level. Tonight's topic is a deal. We talking about the female narcissist. Are you with one, brother? Sean from Oakland was making his points. Get back in here, brother, and finish up.
Thank goodness I am not with one now. I mean, I've been married to the most amazing, confident woman who, yes, a lot of people are attracted to her, a lot of men are attracted to her, but we're good because I accept her for that confidence, and I'm not worried about anything. But I did get, before I met her, I got played one time. That's all it took for me to learn, played by a narcissist. And that's what I was saying, when I, just wanted to be around, me because, who I could be around. You know what I'm saying? Just who I could be with, the kind of parties and all that kind of stuff. I mean, she was hotter than a bandit's pistol, don't get me wrong. But I'll tell you what, it would not be worth it in the long run, brother. And so it ended up after she dogged the hell out of me, I learned my lesson. All you have to do that to me is one time. Mm-hmm. And what I realized the second time it was going to happen again is what I was telling you in the last segment, is that you can play these people. First of all, you make them believe that they is the legend in the mind. They think they are a legend in their mind. So all you have to do is play on that. And all you have to do is tell them, I remember when you said that athletes can make it if they're not worried about the money. They can make it to the top, and they can be the best ever if they're just worried about playing the game and not the money. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I should say that again. You'll be amazed when you meet people like this. They will rip anything off from someone else. And you are not a narcissist. I know you mentioned that because you play clips of other people, experts and things, saying what they've come, their whole, research and how they believe things to be, and you give them credit. and then you do your thing, and I give you credit. And when someone says something I think is great, I'll say it again, but I'm going to give them credit.
Right.
But when you try to take credit for someone else's stuff, or you're just trying to be, what can I get from this person? That's when you got to open your eyes, men or women, and make sure you don't fool around with that, because they're out there. They'll take advantage of you if you're not careful. And that's why I'm saying flip the switch. Take advantage of them. And that's how you do it. You just play on their ego and make them believe they are as great as they think they are.
Brother, I appreciate the insight. Sean from Oakland, California. Town Business is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. My brother Reggie from Austin, Texas is on the line. The phone lines are wide open. I want to hear from y'all. Get in here, Reggie.
What's up, man? Just a quick back and forth, because I need to level set some things so I understand, okay? You talked about some things like in the very first part of the show, but can you be a narcissist if you own and accept what's being seen as a fault? Like if you can check every box of the characteristic that you listed in the start of the show, are you being vain, or are you being advantageous to a system that caters to beautiful women and handsome men? Must you be oblivious to your actions in order to truly be a narcissist?
So,
that's my question to you.
So that's very interesting. Very interesting question. First off, narcissist, noun, plural, right? Or narcissist. Narcissists is the plural. A person or persons who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves, self-aggrandizement, right? Grandiose kind of personality. Again, it's easy to get this stuff mixed up with self-acceptance, with your truth, with self-love. See, and on the higher end of consciousness, what we forget is, and as a matter of fact, Andy, cue this up for me real quick. Frankie Beverly and Mays, we are one. On the higher level of consciousness, you start to realize the borders fall away. We are one. On the higher end of consciousness, you start to see the oneness of all things. Now, for the narcissist, the ego is telling him all things revolve around his or her ego, who they think they are. This is where self-aggrandizement comes. Now, where there is self-aggrandizement, there is the marginalization of others. There's the manipulation of others. There is the minimalization of others. You get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. What I guess the point is, if you know you're doing that, and you're doing that because it works for you, then are you just being advantageous? Or do you have to just be oblivious to it and you're just doing it because you don't know you're doing it?
So when you say, wait a minute, hold on. Stay with me, Reggie. When we come forward, we going back to Reggie. I love Reggie's questions, man. He be in here cooking. Let's go. Yo, we lit. We lit. All right, yesterday we did $60. Today we've done $54.98 in the first hour. Heru Ali basically set up the challenge. All right. I doubt we're gonna get to the challenge. I don't want to be negative, right? I don't want to be negative, but I doubt we're going to reach that challenge. So at least can we get to 125? That's $75 roughly away from where we are now. If everybody would support This is good. Oh, by the way, my daughter has now taken over my Patreon. With that said, she's going to start putting on extended clips of the situation shift on my Patreon for people who miss it, for people who can't see it, for people who want to see those key moments again. She's making clips of the situation shift and putting them on my Patreon. My Patreon, I just asked you guys to drop $5 a month. $5 a month. Patreon, new content, situation shift episodes, VOR show with no commercial breaks and more. Sign up now at Zoe Williams. I'm Zoe Williams on Patreon. I should have a Patreon link right here on this YouTube channel. All you got to do is click the About button and it'll take you right to the links that I have. Yeah, my daughter's about to put all that content on the Patreon page. Here we go.
In today's video, I want to talk about how nice guys tend to get narcissistic women. I've spoken to so many different guys in my coaching practice, and some have told me that they just want to swear women off forever because they think every woman is a narcissist. Other guys have realized that they repeat the same kind of relationship over and over again. I want to talk about 5 aspects of being nice that I think are twisted in the minds of some people. And once you get to the root of that and you change and realize what nice really means, I know it can help you to shift out of repeating these kinds of relationships. So let's get started. Number 1, nice guys tend to think that by letting their significant other do whatever they want, make all the decisions, just yes their significant other to death, that would be the making of a wonderful relationship. Because after all, when we don't go along every time with the other person's wishes or desires or goals, the other person gets upset, and that equals an unhappy relationship. That's the thinking of a nice guy, okay? Usually what's beneath that way of thinking is a fear of conflict. The person is afraid to say no because the other person's going to get upset, or they're afraid to state what they really want to do because that means the other person's not going to be happy. So they sacrifice themselves thinking that that's going to produce a happy relationship. The problem with that is a healthy woman is not going to be attracted to that because she never knows where the guy stands. A healthy woman doesn't want a guy that says yes to everything she said she wants. A healthy woman doesn't want a guy that goes along with her opinion as if he doesn't have an opinion of his own. She never knows where he stands. She never knows who that real person is on the inside because he's so afraid of conflict that he's willing to sacrifice his wants and needs to please her. A narcissistic woman, on the other hand, loves a guy that's willing to sacrifice his own needs and wants to make her happy because then they have a lot in common.
Hold on now. Michelle Lee Neves is in here cooking. Somebody said, I think it was Third Eye. He said, why is it why is it the woman's version of a nice guy is a spineless simp? Most men are spineless. See, listen. You don't get to claim Supermax man. I'm Supermax man. Just by virtue of you being a man, biologically male. Being a man is about overcoming yourself. I know you don't, brothers, and the female narcissist loves you because you're really a punk. You peanut butter and jelly and cotton on the inside, but on the outside, you built like Adonis. You got all the stuff you supposed to have. She love you because she gonna punk you. There's a lot of brothers who swear they like on point. I'm doing a TV show, The Situation Shift. It airs every Monday night at 9 p.m. on Our TV, right? That's a television show television station up in the Bay. And they're starting to syndicate this show all over the nation. What I'd like you guys to do is download the Our TV 78 app. Our TV 78 app. Download it right now. Monday, soon as my show is over here, I go to the cigar lounge and put it on the big screen and we watch it. All right? I had a comedian on, and he was talking all this huff and puff man stuff. Yeah, I'm a man. She should follow my lead and trust me to lead and trust me to be the man and trust me to do this and that. I said, have you ever been to therapy? No, for what? Okay. I said, brother, have you ever looked inside yourself to see what it is you need to work on intrapersonally? What? What are you talking about? You use a simp. That's a simp. Because soon as she's fine enough, soon as she's interested enough, you gonna trick. I know y'all want to hear that, right? You gonna jump through hoops like the female narcissist wants you to do. Then you get mad when you get taken for everything. She took it all, man. All I did was try to love her, brother. Yeah. Listen, self-work makes you a relationship sage. Uh-oh. Am I giving away too much, right? Self-work, brother, makes you a relationship sage. You don't want to be a relationship sage because you got old ideas. You think you can own her. You think you can control her. You think you can possess her, but you really can't. The only thing that can make her capitulate in any way, shape, or form is your conquered self. Your Rudy Poo car gonna be old in a year and a half. Promise you. Promise you. It's designed for that. That's why all of the major car manufacturers have their maintenance set up. That's where they make most of their money. Not on the car, but on the maintenance. Come get them brakes done again. Come get some new tires. It's about time. Come get the oil change. Come, huh? That stuff don't hold no weight. Listen, your conquered self is the weight, brother. I'm sorry. Reggie, Austin, Texas, get back in here. I'm sorry.
Man, my big question to you is, if you are doing some narcissistic things and they're working for you, they're getting you everything you want, you have no incentive to stop being whatever you're calling narcissistic. So if you have no incentive to stop doing it, why would you ever stop doing it?
Well, first and foremost, being a narcissist hurts other people. It's manipulation. It is marginalization of other people. It's really abuse. It's a pattern of abuse. So the human in you would want to say, I don't want to abuse people, right? That's the human in. First off, narcissists lack empathy. So I really can't empathize with you. It is not intuitive. It's for being a human. Empathy is counterintuitive to being a human, is what I'm trying to say. When you lack empathy, when you lack understanding, right? These are these are manipulators, bro. So yes, narcissists are very, very adept and adroit at getting what they want from people. But are they getting it the right way? Are they damaging and hurting people along the way?
I think that's the point we needed to hear, or I needed to hear. Because, I mean, it centers on the humanity. And if you center on that humanity, then that leads to change for me.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you made that point, for sure.
Yeah, Reggie. Because I was like, what is Reggie? You're not finna advocate for the narcissist. Okay. I said, it's Reggie. Okay, brother. We love you, man. Always a good call. Reggie, Austin, Texas in the building. When I come forward, I'm going to stay in Texas. We got Dallas on the line. We got Houston on the line. I'm going to Houston, then Dallas. We on fire tonight. Let's go. Guess who finally decided to show up?
Hi, y'all.
She Dodger Blue today.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Attila, what part of Texas you in?
Mimi, you could call now. No, she's in Houston.
In Houston. Okay.
Houston.
I'm gonna come visit you after.
Mimi, you should call now. And Arabia says she gonna come visit you, Attila.
In Houston. I was on a date. Don't start with me, y'all. Do not start with me.
They calling you by your real name.
I know, true. Do not.
Arabia.
Do not go there. Do not go there. Houston. Okay. It's a date, girl. Me and you, we go together. I think we earth signs or something. We got a connection. Attila, we go together. I gotta go to Dallas anyway, so. I'm late too. Okay. Good. Shoot, I might not be there when you call, but I'm always right on time, huh? Hi, family. Hi, babies. Hi, ghetto gourmet.
Everybody in the building. Come on, y'all. Let's get this super chat popping. We're at 54.98.
Oh, come on. You're so good.
Oh, she says she's a Taurian. I thought she was a Virgo.
No, she's a Taurus like me.
I'm sorry.
Who's a Virgo?
Yeah. I just. She said with a Aries rising. Oh,
Aries Venus.
She's Aries Venus.
Oh, she fire. Oh, Lord. Attila, don't tell him too much. Don't tell him too much.
Jeez. She about that bullshit. That's what she on.
She gonna get to it. Let's support y'all.
Man, I love Ghetto Gourmet because that's a consistent brother right there. And True Monger and all of the sisters that be in here, Xylon, Attila, you know, Nzinga, Mimi, Meek is the night.
Oh, we already said True.
We got some solid people in here,
family. True.
Third Eye. We got to get Third Eye. He here every day. Reggie.
Nazarene.
Is it empowerment or or is it narcissism? You singing to your current man. Well, he's your ex now, but did he know you was with the other dude? Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. You trying to start a war? What you doing? That's, to me, that's narcissism. So you gonna monkey branch the relationship. You gonna let him know it's okay for you to leave. All your stuff is in the box right there to the left. You're boy, you think you irreplaceable? You're not irreplaceable. I have another you in a minute. So you're gonna go through the same lesson. That's that's narcissism to me. We had somebody on the line, they dropped. Truemonger, it ain't us. Andy not hanging up on. He be in the chat going, Andy hanging up on. What's wrong with Andy? Andy did it to me again. Andy didn't do it. True. I don't know what's going on, brother, but it's okay. Let's get these sisters in here real quick. Call back, True. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Attila from Houston, Texas. Jump in. I'm good. You got to give us game on this. I know you know it.
Oh, Lord Jesus. All right, so look. This is the thing with the female narcissist. The only thing that I'm not hearing from the clips you're playing is them segregating the categories, right? Because there's different types. You got the covert, you got the overt, you got the malignant, right? So it's going to show up in different ways. Like, to give you an example, I'm not going to blast my family members out, but a particular family member of mine started out more overt and has become covert with time. And that typically happens when the looks fade, right? So, fellas, if you have a narcissistic woman and she's fine, right, like, she's going to be real demanding in everything while she's fine. Those looks fade, and she'll still be narcissistic, it's just going to turn more into a covert style. So it's still her way or the highway. She's just going to use more
subtleties.
Charm.
Yes. Yes.
She's going to be charming.
Sweetness.
Period. Yeah. And everything's going to be a problem. You will never be able to do anything good enough. You're going to be constantly asking yourself, like, well, what am I supposed to do? What can I do to make you happy? I mean, in reference to what Sean was saying as far as, quote-unquote, beating a narcissist, I mean, in my opinion, the only way to really beat a narcissist is to discard them first, right? So, and when I say discard, that sounds harsh, but, you know, once you recognize what you're dealing with, it's best to just cold turkey just quit. If you're going to sit there and try and, like, get your lick back, it's a lot. Especially if this is somebody that's like a work situation or a family situation where they have some like maybe intimate details about you, or you've spent time with them significantly and they know you, right? Like, it's probably not a good idea to try and get your lick back. It's best for you to just move on about your business, because at the end of the day, they play dirty and they will lie. That's why I mentioned the flying monkeys, right? Flying monkeys are the people that you think you're cool with, but actually they got more loyalty to the bitch that you're with. The girl that you're with. They don't have any loyalty to you. Loyalty is to the woman that you're with. And you don't really know that until you're in a situation where you're at odds, and those are going to be the people that will fold on you first. So,
Attila with the potty mouth. My goodness. I didn't.
I'm sorry. This topic is really close to home. You don't even understand. Like, I have so many people in my family that fit the exact description of what you're talking about. And unfortunately, if it's a person that looks good on paper, it's even worse, because you wouldn't have any idea. You know, those are going to be the people that are the business owners, the humanitarians, the doctors, the lawyers. You know, the people that have the degrees. They look real good on paper, but, you know, spend some time with their family, or even pay attention to the people closest to them. Do they look drained? Are they kind of barely making it? You know what I mean? Are they showing up fabulous and just, you know, they look real nice, but their family looking a little, you know, those are all signs, I think, that people tend to miss. And we focus so much on the big, flashy, you know, red flag type. And that's honestly not what's getting a lot of people tripped up. It's really, like I said, the more covert games that people are playing.
Now, listen, can we say that probably the majority of men might be overt narcissists? And
I
can
would
we
say that's, yeah.
and can we say the opposite is true for women? The majority of female narcissists may be covert narcissists.
Yes. Yes.
I know people don't want
It's
to.
far more acceptable. Yeah, it just is.
They don't want to hear that though. I tell her, listen. Let's just be real. What of most of the women you know? Because I remember this old trick we used to do when I was in my 20s. Me and my homeboys, we would say, listen, you want to find out about women? Ask a woman if she has any female friends. And listen to her reasoning for why she does or doesn't. And the majority of women that we asked, and I went all over the country doing this. I was crazy. I was at Freaknik doing it. I was everywhere. Do you understand? I was everywhere asking this question. This is purely anecdotal, but I got a little baseline. And the majority of women would say, I don't fool with women. And I would say, why? And they would run down a litany of reasons for why women don't deal with women as friends. They would say, I'm closer to men. I have a lot of male friends because I can relate to them in a different way than I do with women. And I said, well, why is that? I'll tell her, why is that?
Okay, I mean, that could be, so it's not always like kind of what you think. I think most people assume that the woman that is saying that is automatically narcissistic, and that could definitely be the case, but I think honestly 9 times out of 10 she might be a victim of the narcissism more than likely, because at the end of the day,
that's why you here. That's why you're here. I need you to give me context for my foolishness. Keep going.
It's the mother wound, right? That mother wound is going to change how you interact with your female counterparts, because I mean the woman that gave birth to you hates you. Right? The woman that gave birth to you is constantly putting you in situations to embarrass you, to belittle you, right? You're not going to have the best outlook on your relationships with women. You're just not. And so as someone who has experienced that, I get that. And I think when I was younger and probably a little bit more juvenile, I used to feel that way because I was not getting the best reception from my female counterparts. But the truth is that my flicker was off, right? Like I was picking the wrong friends, and so therefore kind of repeating the cycle. So that's when you're going to hear statements like that. It's not always like, oh, she's a narcissist, she said that. It's not necessarily true. Narcissistic women are more kind of like the Jezebelic type, and not in the stereotypical like slutty way, like more so in the I want everybody to kind of adore me. So she's probably going to be like the queen bee of her group or something like that, right? So she's actually going to be hanging out with women who she may be as less than her. I have seen my mother do this countless occasions. I call it like her kind of taking in like female strays, right? Like it's going to be women that are of need in some sort of way, and again below her on some sense, whether it's morality-wise, money-wise, materially or whatever. And so, that gives her kind of a sense of purpose, because contrary to popular belief, narcissists do want to be loved. Like they want to be embraced, but they want to be embraced with control, not fully vulnerability, like that type of piece. They don't do that. They want complete control, and the only way they can do that is by actually having the flying monkeys and constant supply and things of that nature. And a lot of times it just leaches off on their children. So it's a lot deeper than what you think. It's not just I don't like her, I'll type it. No, it's I probably have a serious mother wound, and it seems as though I get more attention, or more valid attention from men. But yeah.
Do you think a lot of women get some of this? Of course, the mother wound sets the tone, early childhood, of course, primary caregiver. But then do you think that sets the tone for them becoming mean girls in school, and then they take this mean girl entitled attitude into adult relationships?
That's a tough one. I feel like the girls who have that like mean girl vibe is because they've always been praised. That's the overt narcissism. They've always been so that they're saying, "Oh, you're perfect. You're great. You're so smart. I'm telling you, I was born of this. Like I have seen this. I have heard, female family members speak about their old days. Again, this is post glory days. So I've heard them speak about themselves in a way that just kind of made me sit there and think, like, okay, I mean, what is that? Like, what do you do with that? How does that inform your sense of self today? Because if that was what the basis of your sense of self was adoration, well, you're no longer getting that because you no longer look like that. So how do you get your adoration now? They do it by sucking the life out of you, their child.
Oh my God. And anything that happened in your early childhood is happening in your adult relationship. That's what keeps you a child until you heal it. Gosh, oh my goodness. So, can I have some more tips on the narcissistic woman and how she shows up in relationship? We want more tips. The men are listening tonight. The men are really holding on to the speaker. They're in their car. They don't want to get out the car. They're sitting in the driveway right now. We need 2 more tips. Tell us some more about what y'all be doing. Because I know you one of them. I know you one of them. Stop playing. You one of them.
Who is y'all? Y'all, you said I'm a narcissist?
You their representative tonight.
I don't know about that. No, I'm a case study.
She said, I'm the case study. I was a victim.
No, I mean, in all seriousness, for real. Like, the reason why I know it so well is because if I was born from that, I was birthed into that. I've seen it, and I've seen firsthand what it does to your self-esteem and your concept of self-worth. It's horrible. So, no, it's taken a lot of leaps and bounds for me to even get to the place where I can even talk to you on the phone about this. Because, part of keeping that narcissism within the family is hush-hush. Like, you could not go and tell anybody. Like I told you on our session. I ain't gonna say what I said on our session, though, but like I told you on our session.
Don't say it.
It's so bad that you can't even confide in other people, right? Other family members. I've really been punished for this. So I'm not saying this as someone who has done this. I'm saying this as someone who has experienced kind of what it's like to be on the end of their rage. And when it's basically you decide to be yourself. Because like I said, as the daughter, you're supposed to be the image of that narcissistic woman, right? And so if you're not coming out of the factory as that like ready-made, little Barbie doll that they can fix up and comb your hair and all that stuff. If you're not coming out in that way, you're kind of trying to do your own thing or find yourself, you are going to receive the most hurtful, horrible punishment. It's like, I'm still trying to patch up the wounds. You feel me? Like, it's not a quick walk.
Well, let me just say, I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing and being so transparent. We love you, Attila. Call in anytime. Houston, Texas is in the building because of Attila. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, we're going to stay in Texas and talk to True Monger, and then we're going to Jacksonville, Florida. Yo, Attila. Yeah. Everybody send some shouts out to Attila. Come on. Attila cooked. She cooked. Yeah. Loved it. Great call. Look, we're at 79.98. We're at 79.98. Can we get to $100? What are we, $19 away from 100? Look, I'm free now, so I'm telling all the secrets. I damn sure appreciate it.
Talk your shit, twin. Talk your shit.
I damn sure appreciate it.
She was, girl, the lady smart.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Somebody gotta do it. Look, we ain't no good. Somebody gotta do it.
She is a breath of fresh air.
She's really dope. That's why she waited so long. That's what Tori do. She been sitting and waiting. Here's the towel.
Well, no, it's a safe place. You get to talk. You get to talk your talk.
That's what I'm talking about, twin. And she's so graceful, how she talks. She's so smart.
Yeah. She good people.
And she know what she's talking about.
Tell him, Ari.
That's my twin. She came out knocking people dome piece off. Like, no.
True monger, hey man, it's cool, bro.
Ghetto government, tell him.
It's cool.
And Zero, ghetto government, absolutely, that's my cool. Me too. Damn. She's smart. What she got a PhD in real life stuff?
She cooking though.
No, she's absolutely right. Like,
Unique. Thank you.
oh, them kisses.
Oh Lord.
Kisses. I can share your friends.
Of course.
I need you in a bit.
Oh, copy.
Not right now, not well,
Well, can I make a cup of coffee?
No, I think I was saying,
but I'm gonna need you. Just for a couple
Like what happened? You like we finna rob this bank.
minutes.
You got the
My
strap?
A little bit closer if possible. That's all.
All
I'm gonna
right.
make some coffee.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the Fred Sanford goatee. Now I got to get rid of this shit. I want to go back to school to get my engineering degree. Fingers crossed. You gonna get it? It's a foundry goatee for sure. I started growing this goatee when I was down at the foundry. It was just peach fuzz back then. And then I got promoted to foreman down at the foundry. And that's when I noticed it starting to bud a little bit. Start to bud. And it was a sign. I use it as a sign of authority. The goatee. Once it came into full fruition, men recognized the foreman at the foundry to have a distinguished goatee. Hey, I want to know y'all thoughts on the situation shift. We working on episode 3. It's being edited right now. The situation shift, Monday nights. Y'all know what's up. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah.
Man, it goes like this. Dun, 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 dun.
Rock him.
That's Rakim. What's the name of that song?
I think it's the 18th letter.
The 18th letter
Yeah.
from Rakim.
Produced by Premier.
By Premier. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's all been in my head all day. I was trying to figure out what
I think it's the 18th letter.
18th letter. Okay.
Yeah. Guy Tory was funny. That big areolas. He was crazy on the show. Hey, how was? It's not that, but it's on that album. When I be on the mic.
No. Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? But that's that album, right? That's the. Rakim. What happened? Who? Oh, JD. I told y'all they finna beat the shit out them. Yeah, let me get a fruit cocktail. I ain't too hungry.
Of a female narcissist. Can women be narcissists? Yes, female narcissists can be as toxic and threatening as male narcissists. What is narcissism? Narcissism refers to thinking very highly of oneself. Narcissists are selfish and have almost no regard for others. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental disorder where you constantly seek attention. You don't care about others and believe you are special and superior, even if you are not. Who is a female narcissist? Narcissistic women can be self-absorbed, vain, lack empathy, and possess a bloated sense of entitlement. They often have a vicious thirst for interpersonal exploitation and can bully their friends, family members, and romantic partners. Although they can pretend to be caring and sweet, they are actually very cruel, vindictive, ruthless, and even abusive. It is really easy to fall into their toxic whim, whether you are a man or a woman. This video will help you identify the signs of a female narcissist to help you spot them easily. Signs of a female narcissist. Here are 7 traits of a female narcissist that will help you spot them. Number 1. They are highly concerned about their looks. Physical appearance is very important to the narcissistic woman. From body size to outfits, from fitness to makeup, it is mandatory for them to look good, if not better than others at all times. Number 2. They don't take no for an answer. Having an inflated sense of self, the female narcissist has a strong need to be right at all times. Denial or rejection is considered a direct attack on their self-esteem. Number 3. They can flirt with anyone. A narcissistic woman will flirt even with people they don't like just to get attention. They will use their sexuality and charm as a weapon to get what they want, even if they aren't interested in you. Number 4.
Oh my God. This is prevalent. The examples are just prevalent. It's pervasive, it's ubiquitous. The voice of reason returns to KBLA Talk 1580. We have is your woman tripolar? She, herself, and Sly. A deeper look at life with a narcissistic woman. She, herself, and Sly. She's slick. She's sly. She's manipulative. She uses. And it's about she, herself, and Sly. She's tripolar. We're talking about it tonight, man. Why are so many people afraid to have this conversation? Gosh. Women want equality. They want equity in society and equality. Well, then you gotta embrace your shadow while asking for the equality of it all. Don't come with just an image of, sugar and spice. Because some of them spells you cooking up got snails and puppy dog tails in it. Okay? So, no, all this the Mrs. Nice Woman and Mrs. Nurturer, it's not true. If you can, think of how dark you got to be to weaponize nurturing. Ooh. Some of y'all weaponize charm and nurturing and sweetness. That's what makes you a narcissist. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers on the line. Everybody wants to talk about it. Truemonger, Dallas, Texas. Get in here.
Yes, sir.
Man, oh man, it's Shevitz. What are we doing tonight?
Oh, man. Wow. I think most people have dealt with this, been more willing to admit. I've experienced this a couple of times where they're in a relationship and you so-called friendships after that relationship didn't work out. It just seemed like their patterns kept continuing and they never, either they refused to address it or they were never aware of it or they didn't think it was that serious. But that also, everybody has a degree of it, I guess. But when you with somebody and they completely dismiss what you may be going through, what you tell them, they like what you tell them doesn't matter, and they always focus on them, their thoughts and feelings and whatever it is they're going through is always more of a priority than what y'all are going through together or what you may be dealing with. It turns into a problem.
And Drew, can I hit you with this? Because I want to run this by you. We live in a society that is currently labeled as, a cancel culture kind of society. But isn't that one of the traits of narcissism? That you can't criticize or critique or give your opinion about a prevailing idea or thought? And if you do, right, if you go against this popular thought or this popular sentiment, you're somehow villainized. So if we're being raised in a culture that doesn't allow for freedom of speech, for freedom of truth even, right? Because your truth might be different from my truth, and my truth should have the same respect that your truth is given, right? But we live in a society that will shut down an unpopular truth, right? Is that indicative of living in a narcissistic society, which would give rise to narcissistic men and women? Your thought?
Indeed. It sounds like a bunch of narcissistic puppets. They just follow along with what's popular instead of actually thinking.
Wow.
Like you said, everybody has their own experiences, and you get 10 people in a room, they can all see the same thing, all experience the same thing, but they're all going to come with something different.
And there should be room for that, right? There should be room for those differences, right?
It should be, but people like to have their mind controlled, obviously. They don't like to think for themselves. They don't like to, they always think, they may think that their opinion doesn't matter, so they just go along with it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You're a mental slave at this point. And you just go along with what society says. Society don't ever have people's best interest in mind.
Right. Brother?
Why would you want to go along with that?
Sheesh.
You have to open your mind to see that. A lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to capitulate.
That's right.
So, you know what the real word is, but I'm not going to say it on the air.
I understand.
But
Hey.
That's just how some people are. Just out there with some stuff like that, and sit back and see what it really is.
Yeah, man.
And then we don't vibe like that. But it's getting harder and harder these days.
That's right. Hey, True, I appreciate the call. Thank you, man. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building. When we come forward, we're going to Jacksonville, Florida, and then Denver, Colorado. People have something to talk about.
Make money.
Hey, yo, Andy, this show is flying.
It does that every night.
God damn.
I just got here.
This shit is flying. Woo wee.
Yeah, I just got here.
Mimi and Callie in the building. Hey, what y'all want to talk about tonight? Somebody email me right now, vor106@gmail.com. What y'all want to talk about tomorrow? Not tonight, tomorrow. What do y'all want to talk about tomorrow? Let me know. Email me, vor106@gmail.com.
So Nude is on the headlines of the Drew League.
Yeah.
Well, of course, right?
It's-
I was looking at it. I was like, I don't, baby.
Listen, my daughter, magna cum laude graduate. I was like, how come they didn't say this shit at the damn?
What does that mean?
She graduated magna cum laude. It means her GPA was just shy of 4.0. I think it was 3.9. She had like 3.98, something like that. But she graduated, I think it's right. She graduated magna cum laude.
That means she really passionate about what she
And I was
studied.
mad. I was like, how come they didn't say this shit at the graduation? Especially the fucking black graduation. They should have said magna cum laude prima loc.
Yep, they sure should have.
That's what they should have said.
Magnum cum, that's dope. That's dope.
Shoot.
Chill, huh? Don't
Man.
get popped up there.
I was mad. I said, what the fuck? She sent it to me. They sent her a list of everybody in her
There's
discipline.
only 5, 6 of them.
Yeah. And it said her name, and then it said magna cum laude. I said,
See, let me she's so humble. You just so.
I was like, who I got to call? I need to call somebody. We got to rerun the graduation.
Jesus. Come get 'em.
Motherfuckers.
Come get him.
I was mad as hell. And my boo is magna cum laude. I said, you want a pair of shoes?
Fuck your shit, boss. Fuck your shit. My baby did it, huh?
Yeah, but New is a star in the Drew League.
They put him on.
Yes.
The
He's a
Drew League
star.
about to start.
Yeah.
I'm there, like swimwear.
I'm gonna be there. Then it's
Let me
Sunday.
know.
He plays on Sunday.
He played on Sunday?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be there. Okay.
I'm gonna be right
What time
there.
you going?
His game is at 1:30.
So I mean, I gotta get there by like 9, huh?
Shit, I don't know. I ain't gonna get there that early. So won't you just let me be? I've been on time, but it's 2 hours. You seduce and remain. This time you won't seduce me. That's okay. Hey, we do what you need. I have the stuff that you want. I get the way that you need. Mike said, get them female narcissists out of here. Let me be. Hey, Michael Jackson, y'all know what it is. The greatest entertainer of all time, hands down, bar none. And let me just do this real quick. Prince, happy birthday, brother. Fellow Gemini, you know, I ride with us. I ride with us, Prince. I ride with us, man. But I got to tell the truth where the truth is, man. Mike is the greatest now. You the flip side of the coin. Two, you know, each coin got two sides. It's a great coin. Mike is on one side, Prince on the other side. But Mike is heads, Prince is tails. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Prince. The voice of reason has returned to KBLA Talk 1580. We've got sisters in the building. They want to talk about it. Let's get Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida on the line right now. It's your time to shine. Get at me.
Hey, Zoe. Hey, everyone.
You got to turn your living room down. Whatever you're listening to, I can hear me in the background. Turn it down, sweetheart, while you're on the line.
Everything's all down now.
Okay, thank you. Are you going to share some of your... I'm not saying you're a narcissist, but I'm sure you've seen some female narcissists before. You've had some experiences, right?
I will say that women, we can be narcissists, but men, y'all can teach a class. And I will say this.
Wait, hold on.
Narcissistic tendencies.
Wait, hold on. What you're not going to do is turn it around on us. She said, y'all could teach it. This ain't even about us. I acknowledged that we the problem. I already said that. Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
I have narcissistic tendencies. When I was younger, I think my femininity a little bit more because I was younger, and the type of men that I had relationships with, my partners, they were hoodish, hoodish type men. And
I love the way you just tiptoe around. You saying it, but you are very delicate in saying it, and I love it. Please continue to be soft, sister. I love it. Come on, Mimi, keep talking.
I was attracted to thuggish type roughnecks, type men.
Mm-hmm.
And, you want to do new things like a wine class or something different, and they say no.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do things, you have to, use my voice, use my femininity, convince him that it's a good idea. But as I got older, I realized I was still doing it. I don't do it as much. Now I'm at the point where I just use my voice, and this is a baby, let's just try this, And that works, and I try his thing. It's just like, I don't want to have Cheetos and watch the game every weekend. I just don't want to do that.
Hey, let's go, Mimi. Yay. Hey. Hey, Mimi, we had to play your record. I'm sorry. We had to represent you. I get it.
Can I say one last thing?
Uh-huh.
I've graduated from that, and now it's more sophisticated, educated thugs. Educated, though.
Okay, cool. I'm with you. Mimi, we appreciate the call. Thank you. Love Jacksonville, Florida in the building. Mimi. Listen, for all y'all making excuses for women, I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are on some Master Jedi level manipulation. When you can turn nurturing and femininity and feminine wiles into a tool for manipulation, empires have fallen at the feet. Come on. Cleopatra ran all over the Middle East and Europe and ancient Egypt. Oh, come on now. Cali Soul, get in here. Denver, Colorado. Get in here, Cali.
Peace, Zoe, and everybody. I've been in and out on this conversation tonight, so I hope that I don't say anything that's going to be repeated. But Disney is big at fault in regards to women being narcissists because it's all out of these businesses. I also think that the term baddie is synonymous with women narcissists. And I went to the Roots picnic last weekend, and it was crazy. I got to see Lauryn Hill, who was trying to get us right in our heads and speak life into us and rearrange the way people were thinking about how we viewed femininity and how we respected ourselves. And then they had Glorilla and City Girl talking about, I don't need a job, I am a job. I don't cook, I don't clean. You know, like all of this stuff. We look at the rappers and stuff of today, the women rappers of today, they're not speaking life no more. They're narcissists, and they're teaching society, these women, to be narcissists, the ones that's listening at least. And then reality TV is another part of that too. I look at some of these reality shows, and I'm like, don't none of the women in my group run like this. Don't none of the women and sisters in my circles behave this way. Like, we genuinely support each other and love each other. We don't tear each other down. We don't fight and throw each other in the pool with secret dresses on. You know, so we have to resist this programming that's happening, because it's really trying to ruin our families and our culture.
Well, as always, you call, you drop jewels. We love you. Thank you for bringing Denver, Colorado in the building. Cali Soul, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, as you know how I do. I start the conversations. It's up to you to finish them. When we look at the different types of narcissists, you have an overt narcissist, or AKA the grandiose, classic narcissist. Then there's a covert narcissist, AKA insecure or vulnerable narcissist. Then you have the communal narcissist. Then you have the malignant narcissist. Then you have a healthy narcissist. Listen, you could discover a lot of things if you pay attention to yourself. You pay attention to the type of things you do in terms of neglecting yourself. Because whatever you do to you, you're going to call in a lesson. And you have to pay attention to the lesson when it shows up, man. I think we all suffer from some level of narcissism on some level, but relationship going to reveal it all if you paying attention. Now, I lit the fire. Tomorrow, you already know what's going down. Tomorrow's my Friday. So I'm going to hit you with another heavy topic. But to keep the fire lit, Danny Morrison is coming in here with another slapper. He going to keep the fire lit well into the evening, well into the late night hour. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm the voice of reason. Don't get it twisted. I still got a lot to talk about. Tap in tomorrow. Great show. Chew your ass up. She's a damn man eater. I ain't gonna get chewed up. Hey, whoever dropped that 50 piece at the end, I thank y'all. Malik, let me see. Yeah, Malik Mincy. Thank you, fam. Appreciate y'all. Deuces.